The Library of Alexandria wasn't just a building, it was a vault of humanity's most profound secrets, a place where the greatest minds of the ancient world gathered to unlock the mysteries of existence. Yet for all its fame, this legendary institution left behind more questions than answers. What truly happened to its vast collection of knowledge? Who were the scholars who walked its halls? And what groundbreaking ideas were born there? Even its physical presence remains a puzzle, lost to time and history. In this video, we'll journey into the heart of one of history's most enduring enigmas as we uncover 25 secrets of the Library of Alexandria that are still shrouded in mystery. From its exact location to the fate of its precious scrolls, each revelation will transport you to a world where curiosity reigns supreme. Stay with us, because by the end of this exploration, you'll see why the Library of Alexandria continues to captivate imaginations thousands of years after its disappearance. Ready to unravel the past, let's begin. Now, let's turn our attention to the very first mystery, the exact location of the Library of Alexandria. Despite its legendary status, pinpointing where this ancient wonder once stood has proven to be a monumental challenge. Historical accounts offer conflicting clues, with some suggesting it was part of the royal quarter near the harbor, while others place it within the sprawling complex of the Mausoleum, a center of learning and scholarship. The problem is compounded by the fact that much of ancient Alexandria lies buried beneath the modern city, making archaeological excavations both difficult and limited. Over the years, several sites have been proposed as the library's possible location, but none have been definitively confirmed. The lack of physical evidence, combined with the passage of time, has left this question open to interpretation, sparking debates among historians and archaeologists alike. So, while we know the Library of Alexandria existed, the precise spot where it once housed the world's greatest collection of knowledge remains one of its most enduring mysteries. Moving on to another intriguing mystery, let's consider the true size of the Library of Alexandria. Just as its location remains uncertain, so too does the scale of this ancient marvel. Ancient sources provide wildly different estimates, with some claiming the library held hundreds of thousands of scrolls, while others suggest the number could have been in the millions. For instance, the historian Aulus Gellius wrote that the library stored nearly 700,000 scrolls, a staggering figure for its time. Yet, these numbers are often seen as exaggerated, given the logistical challenges of managing such a vast collection in the ancient world. Modern scholars have tried to make sense of these conflicting accounts, analyzing the available evidence to propose more plausible figures. Some believe the library may have housed around 100,000 scrolls, which would still have made it the largest repository of knowledge in the ancient world. Others argue that the library's size might have fluctuated over time, expanding and contracting depending on political and economic factors. The grandeur of the Library of Alexandria is often tied to these estimates of its size, but the truth remains elusive. Without definitive archaeological evidence, we can only speculate about its scale, leaving us to marvel at the possibility of what might have been. This uncertainty not only adds to the library's mystique, but also reminds us of how much we still have to uncover about this legendary institution. Now, let's turn our attention to another fascinating puzzle: the number of scrolls the Library of Alexandria is said to have held. This mystery is as layered as the scrolls themselves, with ancient accounts painting a picture that ranges from awe-inspiring to outright unbelievable. Some sources claim the library contained hundreds of thousands of scrolls, while others push the number into the millions, creating a wide range of possibilities that have intrigued historians for centuries. For example, the Roman writer Aulus Gellius famously suggested the library held 700,000 scrolls, a figure that would have made it a monumental hub of knowledge in its time. Yet, not everyone takes these claims at face value. Many modern scholars argue that such numbers might be exaggerated, considering the immense challenges of storing and organizing such a vast collection in the ancient world. They propose more grounded estimates, with some suggesting the library may have housed closer to 100,000 scrolls, a number that, while smaller, still underscores the library's significance as the largest repository of its era. Others speculate that the library's collection could have fluctuated over time, expanding during periods of prosperity and shrinking in times of political or economic instability. The challenge in verifying these numbers lies in the lack of concrete evidence. Without physical remains or detailed records, historians are left to piece together clues from fragmented accounts and archaeological findings. This uncertainty only adds to the library's allure, inviting us to imagine the wealth of knowledge it might have contained. The story of the scrolls is not just about numbers, but about the enduring legacy of a place that sought to gather and preserve the wisdom of the ages. As we ponder the true scale of its collection, we're reminded of the Library of Alexandria's profound impact on the pursuit of knowledge and the mysteries that still surround it. Shifting our focus, let's delve into the mystery of what ultimately happened to the Library of Alexandria's vast collection of scrolls. The fate of these ancient texts is one of the most debated and heartbreaking questions in historical scholarship. Some believe the library was destroyed in a catastrophic event, while others argue its treasures may have been scattered or even hidden away. One of the most popular theories points to a series of fires that plagued the city over centuries, with the most infamous being the one during Julius Caesar's siege of Alexandria in 48 BC. Historical accounts suggest that flames spread to parts of the library, potentially destroying thousands of scrolls. Yet, this theory is far from conclusive, as other sources indicate the library continued to function well after this event. Another theory suggests that the collection was gradually dispersed over time, with scrolls being taken to other centers of learning or lost through neglect during periods of political turmoil. Some even speculate that a portion of the library's treasures could have been secretly preserved, hidden away in undiscovered locations to protect them from destruction. The lack of definitive evidence leaves historians and archaeologists grappling with these possibilities, each offering a glimpse into the library's tragic decline. Whether the scrolls were lost to flames, scattered across the ancient world, or safeguarded in secret, their disappearance remains a profound loss to humanity's collective knowledge. As we continue to uncover clues, the fate of the Library of Alexandria's scrolls reminds us of the fragility of history and the enduring quest to recover what has been lost. Turning our attention to another intriguing mystery, let's explore the uncertainty surrounding the Library of Alexandria's founding date. Pinpointing exactly when this legendary institution was established has proven to be a challenge for historians, with conflicting records leaving the timeline shrouded in ambiguity. Most sources trace its origins to the reign of Ptolemy II, around 283 to 246 BC, during a time when Alexandria was flourishing as a hub of intellectual and cultural exchange. However, some accounts suggest that the library may have been initiated earlier under the rule of Ptolemy I, who laid the groundwork for its creation. This discrepancy raises fascinating questions about how ancient historians documented such events and the reliability of their accounts. The debate over the library's founding is not just about dates, it also reveals broader insights into the complexities of ancient historiography. Without precise records or standardized timelines, historians often rely on fragmented sources, each offering a piece of the puzzle. This uncertainty invites us to consider the challenges of reconstructing the past, especially when dealing with institutions as monumental as the Library of Alexandria. Whether it was the vision of Ptolemy I or the execution of Ptolemy II, the library's origins remain a testament to the ambition of its creators and the enduring legacy of their pursuit of knowledge. As we continue to piece together its history, the question of its founding date reminds us of the gaps in our understanding and the mysteries that still await discovery. Shifting our focus to another layer of this historical puzzle, let's examine the role of Ptolemy I, also known as Ptolemy Soter, in the creation of the Library of Alexandria. While many credit him as the library's founder, the truth is far more nuanced. Ptolemy Soter was a visionary leader who sought to establish Alexandria as a center of learning and culture. His reign marked the beginning of the Ptolemaic dynasty, a period when Egypt became a beacon of intellectual progress. But was he the mastermind behind the library's inception, or did he build upon an existing institution? Historical accounts offer conflicting answers. Some sources suggest that Ptolemy Soter laid the foundation for the library, commissioning the collection of scrolls and attracting scholars from across the ancient world. Others argue that his son, Ptolemy II, was the true architect, transforming his father's initial plans into the grand institution we remember today. This debate isn't just about who deserves credit. It's about understanding how such monumental projects were conceived and executed in the ancient world. If Ptolemy Soter was indeed the originator, it speaks to his foresight in recognizing the value of knowledge as a tool for cultural and political influence. On the other hand, if he merely expanded an existing structure, it highlights the collaborative nature of such endeavors, with each generation building upon the achievements of the last. Whether as founder or facilitator, Ptolemy Soter's role underscores the library's significance as a symbol of human ambition and the enduring pursuit of wisdom. As we continue to unravel the library's origins, his legacy remains a key piece of the puzzle, inviting us to reflect on the complex interplay of vision and execution in shaping history. Now, let's turn our attention to a mystery that lies at the heart of the library's existence: its funding. How did such an ambitious intellectual project sustain itself in the ancient world? The Library of Alexandria was no small endeavor. It required vast resources to acquire scrolls, support scholars, and maintain its sprawling infrastructure. So, where did the money come from? One of the most widely accepted theories points to royal patronage. The Ptolemaic rulers, known for their love of learning and cultural prestige, likely poured significant wealth into the library's creation and upkeep. Ptolemy I and his successors saw the library as more than just a repository of knowledge. It was a symbol of their power and influence, a way to position Alexandria as the intellectual capital of the ancient world. But royal funding might not have been the only source. Some historians suggest that trade revenues played a crucial role. Alexandria was a bustling port city, a hub of commerce connecting the Mediterranean with the East. Taxes on goods and trade routes could have provided a steady stream of income to support the library's operations. Another intriguing possibility is the existence of ancient economic systems that we might not fully understand today. Could the library have been funded through endowments, private donations, or even a form of ancient crowdfunding? While these ideas remain speculative, they remind us of the complexity of ancient economies and the creative ways societies supported their cultural institutions. The mystery of the library's funding isn't just about money. It's about understanding the values and priorities of the people who built and sustained it. Whether through royal coffers, trade profits, or other means, the funding of the Library of Alexandria reveals a society that invested deeply in the pursuit of knowledge, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire us today. As we explore these theories, we gain not only insight into the library's past, but also a deeper appreciation for the enduring importance of supporting education and culture in any era. Now, let's delve into another fascinating aspect of the Library of Alexandria: its methods for acquiring scrolls. One of the most intriguing and somewhat controversial claims is that the library confiscated scrolls from travelers who passed through the city. According to some ancient accounts, every ship that docked in Alexandria's bustling harbor was searched for scrolls and texts. These documents were then allegedly taken to the library, copied, and the originals kept while the copies were returned to their owners. This practice, if true, would have been a bold and aggressive way to expand the library's collection, but it raises questions about its legitimacy and ethics. Historians are divided on whether this was a widespread policy or simply an exaggerated myth. Some argue that such a practice aligns with the Ptolemaic rulers' ambitious goals to make the library the ultimate repository of knowledge. Others suggest that the story may have been embellished over time, perhaps to emphasize the lengths to which the library went to amass its collection. Another perspective points to the possibility that confiscation was less about coercion and more about negotiation. Travelers may have willingly handed over their scrolls in exchange for compensation or the prestige of contributing to the famed library. The truth likely lies somewhere in between a combination of opportunistic acquisition and careful diplomacy. What's clear is that the library's methods for gathering scrolls reflect its unparalleled commitment to collecting and preserving knowledge. Whether through confiscation, purchase, or donation, the Library of Alexandria's relentless drive to expand its collection remains one of the most compelling examples of humanity's thirst for understanding. As we explore these theories, we're reminded that the pursuit of knowledge often comes with complex ethical questions, even in the ancient world. Turning our attention to the brilliant minds behind the Library of Alexandria, we uncover one of its most enduring mysteries, the lives and identities of the scholars who called it home. This legendary institution was more than just a repository of scrolls. It was a vibrant hub of intellectual activity, attracting some of the greatest thinkers of the ancient world. But who were these scholars and how many actually worked within its walls? Historical records provide glimpses of luminaries like Euclid, the father of geometry, and Eratosthenes, who famously calculated the Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy. Other notable figures include the astronomer Aristarchus, who proposed a heliocentric model of the universe centuries before Copernicus, and the physician Herophilus, whose anatomical studies revolutionized medicine. Yet, while these names are celebrated, the full extent of the library's scholarly community remains shrouded in uncertainty. Some ancient accounts suggest that hundreds, if not thousands, of scholars were affiliated with the library at its peak, while others imply a more modest number. This disparity raises questions about how the library functioned as a center of learning. Did it host a permanent community of resident scholars, or was it a more fluid gathering place for visiting intellectuals? Adding to the mystery is the challenge of distinguishing myth from reality. Over time, the library's reputation as a beacon of knowledge may have led to exaggerated claims about the number and influence of its scholars. What's undeniable, though, is their collective impact. These thinkers produced groundbreaking works in fields ranging from mathematics and astronomy to medicine and literature, shaping the course of human knowledge for centuries. As we explore their contributions, we're reminded that the Library of Alexandria was not just a collection of scrolls. It was a living, breathing institution fueled by the curiosity and ingenuity of the scholars who worked within its walls. Their legacy continues to inspire, even as the details of their lives remain tantalizingly out of reach. Now, let's consider how far the reach of the Library of Alexandria truly extended. The influence of this ancient institution is often described as monumental, but to what extent did it shape the knowledge of its time? Some historians argue that the library was unparalleled in its impact, serving as the intellectual heart of the ancient world. It's said to have housed works from across civilizations, from Greek philosophy to Egyptian medicine, effectively preserving and disseminating knowledge that might otherwise have been lost. The library's scholars, as we've seen, made groundbreaking contributions that influenced fields for centuries. Yet, there's an ongoing debate about whether its influence has been exaggerated over time. Critics point out that other centers of learning, such as the Library of Pergamum or the scholarly communities in Mesopotamia, also played significant roles in the advancement of ancient knowledge. They argue that the Library of Alexandria, while extraordinary, was part of a broader network of intellectual exchange rather than a singular beacon. On the other hand, supporters emphasize its unique position as a cultural crossroads, where ideas from diverse traditions were collected, studied, and synthesized. This fusion of knowledge, they claim, set the library apart and amplified its influence. So, was it the unparalleled hub of ancient learning we often imagine, or is its legacy more nuanced? The answer likely lies somewhere in between. What's clear, though, is that the Library of Alexandria left an indelible mark on history, whether as a towering symbol of human curiosity or as one of many threads in the rich tapestry of ancient scholarship. As we continue to explore its secrets, we're reminded that its true influence may be as complex and multifaceted as the library itself. Turning our attention to one of the most debated mysteries, let's explore the destruction of the Library of Alexandria. How and when this iconic institution met its end remains a topic of intense speculation and intrigue. One of the most popular theories points to a devastating fire during Julius Caesar's campaign in Alexandria in 48 BC. Historical accounts suggest that flames spread to parts of the city, possibly engulfing sections of the library. However, scholars argue that this event may not have completely destroyed the library, as records indicate it continued to function in some capacity afterward. Another theory points to the Roman Emperor Aurelian's invasion in the late 3rd century AD, when Alexandria faced significant destruction during a period of civil unrest. Some believe this could have dealt a fatal blow to the library, yet others propose that the library's decline was gradual, resulting from a combination of factors like political instability, economic decline, and shifting intellectual priorities over centuries. The role of religious conflicts in later centuries has also been suggested, with some accounts implicating Christian or Muslim leaders in its eventual demise. Each theory offers a piece of the puzzle, but none provide a definitive answer. Was it a single catastrophic event or a slow erosion over time? The lack of concrete evidence leaves this question unresolved, adding to the library's enduring mystique. As we piece together these fragments of history, we're reminded that the story of the Library of Alexandria is as much about its tragic end as it is about its remarkable legacy. Next, we'll delve into the controversial role of Julius Caesar and how his actions may have shaped the library's fate. Now, shifting our focus to one of the most polarizing figures linked to the library's downfall, we turn to Julius Caesar. The Roman general's alleged involvement in the destruction of the Library of Alexandria has sparked centuries of debate among historians. According to accounts from ancient writers like Plutarch and Dio Cassius, during Caesar's campaign in Alexandria in 48 BC, a fire broke out as he defended himself against Ptolemy XIII's forces. The flames reportedly spread to parts of the city, including warehouses storing scrolls, which some claim were connected to the library. However, the reliability of these accounts has been questioned. Critics argue that these sources were written centuries after the event, leaving room for exaggeration or misinterpretation. Additionally, evidence suggests that while the fire may have damaged parts of the library's collection, it likely did not destroy the entire institution. Some scholars believe the library continued to operate for centuries afterward, even if its glory had diminished. Others point to Caesar's own writings, where he mentions the fire but does not directly link it to the library's destruction. This ambiguity has fueled speculation. Was Caesar's role overstated by later historians seeking to assign blame, or did his actions inadvertently set the library on a path to decline? The controversy surrounding Julius Caesar's connection to the library's fate serves as a reminder of how history is often shaped by perspective and interpretation. As we move forward, let's delve into another intriguing mystery: what might have survived from the library's vast collection of texts and how these remnants influenced the world that followed. Turning our attention to the fragments of history that endured, the mystery of which texts from the Library of Alexandria might have survived remains a fascinating puzzle. While the library's vast collection is often thought to have been lost, some scholars believe that certain texts did escape destruction, either through dispersal or preservation in other centers of learning. For instance, it's speculated that works by prominent thinkers like Euclid, Archimedes, and Hippocrates were copied and circulated long before the library's decline, allowing their knowledge to be passed down through the ages. Other theories suggest that some scrolls were relocated to places like Constantinople or Baghdad, where they were translated and integrated into later intellectual traditions. The exact locations of these surviving texts, however, remain uncertain. Some might have been absorbed into private collections or monastic libraries during the medieval period, only to resurface centuries later in unexpected corners of the world. The survival of these texts had a profound impact on later knowledge, particularly during the Renaissance, when rediscovered works from antiquity fueled a revival of art, science, and philosophy. Yet the question lingers: how many of these texts were truly from the Library of Alexandria, and how many were attributed to it in error? This mystery not only highlights the resilience of ancient knowledge, but also underscores the complex interplay between preservation, interpretation, and the passage of time. As we continue to explore the library's legacy, let's now consider how its cataloging system organized this immense wealth of information. Now, as we delve deeper into the intricacies of the Library of Alexandria, let's uncover the mystery of how this legendary institution organized its vast collection of scrolls. With estimates suggesting it housed hundreds of thousands, if not more, of texts, the library's cataloging system was crucial for managing this immense wealth of knowledge. One of the most fascinating theories revolves around the use of a system known as the Pinax, created by the scholar Callimachus. This early form of a catalogue was essentially an annotated bibliography, categorizing works by genre, author, and subject matter. Imagine the scale of such an undertaking, each scroll meticulously labeled, sorted, and stored in a way that allowed scholars to locate specific texts with relative ease. Some accounts suggest the library employed a systematic arrangement of shelves and containers, perhaps even color-coded labels or markers to streamline access. While these methods were groundbreaking for their time, questions remain about their effectiveness. How accurate were these catalogs? Were they regularly updated? And how did they handle translations or copies of the same work? The system's ability to adapt to the ever-growing collection is another point of intrigue. Could it have kept pace with the library's rapid expansion, or did it eventually become overwhelmed? The cataloging system not only highlights the administrative genius of the ancient world, but also raises questions about how much knowledge may have been lost due to disorganization or decay. As we shift our focus, let's explore how this library connected with other centers of learning, shaping a network of knowledge that may have extended far beyond Alexandria itself. Turning our attention to the broader intellectual landscape of the ancient world, let's uncover the connections between the Library of Alexandria and other centers of knowledge. While Alexandria's library is often celebrated as a singular marvel, it's important to consider how it fit into a larger network of learning. Historical records suggest that the library may have been part of an intricate web of institutions, exchanging scrolls, scholars, and ideas with places like the Library of Pergamum in Asia Minor and the Serapeum in Egypt. These connections raise intriguing questions. Was the Library of Alexandria truly unique, or was it one piece of a vast collaborative system of knowledge? Some scholars argue that Alexandria stood out due to its sheer size and the ambition of its collection, while others believe its methods of organization and preservation were unparalleled. At the same time, evidence points to the possibility that Alexandria's scholars traveled to other centers, bringing back ideas and texts that enriched their own collections. This exchange of knowledge highlights the library's role not just as a repository but as a hub of intellectual exchange. Yet, the extent of these connections remains a mystery. Were these collaborations formalized, or did they rely on informal networks of scholars? And how did these relationships influence the spread of knowledge across the ancient world? As we continue to explore, we'll see how these connections may have shaped the library's legacy and its impact on history. Shifting our focus to the realm of ancient science, we find ourselves asking just how much the Library of Alexandria shaped the scientific achievements of its time. Known as a treasure trove of knowledge, the library was not only a place to store scrolls, but also a center where scholars could push the boundaries of understanding. In fields like astronomy, figures such as Eratosthenes and Hipparchus are said to have worked within the library's walls. Eratosthenes, for instance, calculated the Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy, while Hipparchus laid the groundwork for modern star charts. These breakthroughs suggest that the library provided an environment where observation, calculation, and theory could thrive. But the mystery lies in determining how much of this progress was directly tied to the library itself. Did it provide unique resources or foster a culture of collaboration that was unmatched elsewhere? Similarly, in the field of medicine, the library housed works by figures like Herophilus, who is often credited with pioneering the study of human anatomy. His dissections of human bodies, though controversial at the time, advanced medical knowledge significantly. Yet, it's unclear whether these advancements would have been possible without the library's vast collection of medical texts and its role as a hub for scholars. Some argue that the library was merely one of many centers of scientific inquiry, while others believe its resources and intellectual environment were unparalleled. What we do know is that the library's role in science continues to spark debate, leaving us to wonder just how much of ancient scientific progress can be attributed to this legendary institution. As we delve further, we'll explore how this mystery connects to the library's broader legacy and its influence on the course of history. Turning our attention to another layer of intrigue, we now explore the enigmatic fate of the countless works that may have vanished with the Library of Alexandria. Imagine the sheer wealth of knowledge housed within its walls, texts spanning philosophy, science, literature, and more. Among them, some of the most significant works of antiquity could have been lost forever. Take, for example, the plays of Sophocles, Euripides, and Aeschylus, which number in the hundreds, yet only a fraction of their works survive today. Could the library have held the missing masterpieces that would have reshaped our understanding of ancient drama? Beyond literature, consider the scientific and philosophical treatises that might have been lost. Works by figures like Aristotle or Archimedes, potentially containing groundbreaking ideas, could have disappeared in the flames or decay of time. Even more tantalizing are the unknown works, texts written by lesser-known scholars or thinkers whose ideas never made it into the historical record. What revolutionary concepts or forgotten innovations might these lost works have contained? The potential impact of their loss is staggering. Imagine how they could have accelerated scientific progress, influenced philosophical thought, or enriched our cultural heritage. Yet, the mystery deepens when we consider whether some of these works might still exist, hidden away in forgotten corners of the world or buried beneath layers of history. As we ponder the enormity of what was lost, we're left to wonder how different our modern understanding of the ancient world, and perhaps even our present, might have been if the library's collection had survived. This mystery connects us directly to the library's lasting legacy, reminding us of the fragility of knowledge and the enduring quest to preserve it. Now, shifting our focus to another captivating aspect, let's delve into the architectural mysteries of the Library of Alexandria. While we often marvel at the intellectual treasures it held, the physical structure of the library itself remains shrouded in uncertainty. Ancient sources provide tantalizing glimpses, yet piecing together its design is like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. Descriptions from historians like Strabo and Plutarch suggest a grand and imposing building, possibly adorned with columns, courtyards, and expansive reading rooms. But beyond these general accounts, specifics are hard to come by. Was it a single towering structure or a sprawling complex of interconnected buildings? Did it feature intricate mosaics or towering statues of Greek gods and scholars? The lack of detailed records leaves much to the imagination. Compounding the challenge is the fact that no definitive archaeological evidence of the library's architecture has been uncovered. Modern reconstructions rely on educated guesses, drawing parallels from other ancient structures like the Serapeum or the Museum. Yet, these attempts often vary widely, highlighting the difficulty of recreating a building that has been lost to time. Adding to the intrigue are theories that the library's design was as innovative as its purpose, potentially incorporating features to protect its precious scrolls from humidity or fire. Could it have had advanced ventilation systems or even early forms of climate control? While we may never know for certain, the mystery of the library's architecture invites us to envision a space that was not only a repository of knowledge but also a marvel of ancient engineering. As we contemplate its possible grandeur, we are reminded that the library was more than just a building. It was a symbol of human ambition and the timeless pursuit of wisdom. Turning our attention to its cultural legacy, the Library of Alexandria was far more than a storage house for scrolls. It was a beacon of intellectual and artistic influence in the ancient world. As a hub of knowledge, it played a pivotal role in shaping the cultural landscape of its time. The library wasn't just about collecting texts, it was about preserving and interpreting the ideas that defined human thought. Think about it, this is where scholars gathered to study and debate everything from the epic tales of Homer to the philosophical teachings of Plato and Aristotle. By doing so, the library became a bridge between cultures, blending Greek, Egyptian, and other ancient traditions into a shared intellectual heritage. Its impact on literature was profound, as it not only preserved works that might have otherwise been lost, but also encouraged the creation of new writings. Poets, historians, and philosophers found inspiration within its walls, and their works, in turn, shaped the cultural narratives of their time. The library's role in philosophy cannot be overstated. It was a place where ideas were examined, challenged, and refined, influencing schools of thought that would endure for centuries. But it wasn't just about highbrow culture. The library also played a part in preserving myths and stories that were central to the identities of the people who lived in the ancient Mediterranean world. These stories, passed down through generations, were given a new life within the library's archives, ensuring they survived long after their original tellers were gone. What's fascinating is how the library's cultural impact extended beyond its physical walls. Its reputation as a center of learning attracted thinkers from far and wide, creating a ripple effect that spread knowledge and ideas across borders. Even today, the cultural legacy of the Library of Alexandria reminds us of the power of knowledge to shape societies and inspire humanity. As we explore its influence, we begin to see how this ancient institution was not just a place of learning but a cornerstone of cultural evolution. Now let's delve into an often overlooked aspect of the Library of Alexandria, its relationship with religion. While it's widely known as a center for secular knowledge, the library's connection to ancient religious traditions remains shrouded in mystery. One of the key questions is whether it stored sacred texts from various faiths. Some historians suggest that the library may have held religious scrolls, including Egyptian, Greek, and even early Jewish writings, creating a unique intersection of spiritual and intellectual thought. This possibility raises fascinating questions about how these texts were used. Were they studied alongside philosophical and scientific works, or were they preserved separately as sacred artifacts? The library's scholars, known for their curiosity, might have explored religious ideas within a broader context of human understanding. This could have led to a blending of spiritual and philosophical thought, influencing how people in the ancient world viewed divinity and morality. Another intriguing angle is whether the library's existence impacted religious practices. By housing diverse texts, it could have fostered a sense of religious tolerance or even sparked debates about the nature of faith. For instance, the presence of Greek philosophical works alongside Egyptian religious scrolls might have encouraged comparative studies, leading to new interpretations of spiritual beliefs. However, the extent of this influence remains unclear. Did the library's scholars actively engage with religious thought, or was their focus primarily on secular knowledge? This uncertainty adds to the mystery of the library's role in shaping religious narratives. What we do know is that the Library of Alexandria existed in a world where religion was deeply woven into daily life. Its potential interactions with sacred texts and spiritual thinkers suggest it was more than just a repository of knowledge. It was a place where the divine and the intellectual may have converged, leaving a legacy that continues to intrigue us today. As we ponder this relationship, we're reminded of the library's profound ability to bridge diverse aspects of human thought, creating a rich tapestry of ideas that shaped the ancient world and beyond. Turning now to the library's decline, we uncover one of its most puzzling mysteries. Unlike the dramatic tales of a single catastrophic event, the Library of Alexandria's fall was gradual, shaped by a combination of political, economic, and intellectual shifts. Political instability played a significant role. As the Ptolemaic dynasty weakened, the library lost its primary source of royal support. Without consistent funding, maintaining its vast collection and attracting scholars became increasingly challenging. Economic pressures further compounded the issue. Alexandria's once thriving trade routes faced disruptions, reducing the city's wealth and the resources available to sustain such a monumental institution. At the same time, the intellectual priorities of the ancient world began to shift. The rise of Christianity and other emerging ideologies brought new centers of learning that competed with the library's secular focus. Some scholars argue that the library's decline was also tied to a broader cultural transformation. As the Roman Empire expanded, different ideas and philosophies gained prominence, potentially diminishing the Library of Alexandria's central role in intellectual life. Another factor to consider is the possibility of internal challenges. Managing such a vast collection required meticulous organization and dedicated staff. Over time, lapses in these areas could have led to the loss or deterioration of scrolls, further hastening the library's decline. Yet despite these plausible explanations, the exact sequence of events remains unclear. Was it a single dominant factor or a combination of many? And how much of the library's knowledge was preserved elsewhere, if at all? These unanswered questions remind us that the library's decline is as much a mystery as its founding, leaving us to piece together clues from a fragmented historical record. As we explore this phase of its history, we're left to wonder how much of our understanding of the ancient world was lost in this gradual fading of one of history's greatest intellectual treasures. Shifting our focus forward in time, the legacy of the Library of Alexandria continues to captivate minds centuries after its decline. Often hailed as a beacon of ancient knowledge, the library has become a symbol of intellectual ambition and the pursuit of wisdom. Its story has been romanticized in countless works of literature, art, and popular culture, painting it as a lost treasure trove of human understanding. This romanticized view, while inspiring, often overshadows the complexities of its historical reality. Over time, the library has been mythologized as a place where the entirety of ancient knowledge was housed, though scholars debate whether this portrayal is accurate or exaggerated. Its legacy also serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the fragility of knowledge and the consequences of its loss. Modern thinkers and educators frequently invoke the Library of Alexandria as an emblem of the importance of preserving information and fostering intellectual curiosity. Yet, its legacy is not without controversy. Some argue that its influence has been overstated, while others believe its role in shaping Western thought is unparalleled. The library's enduring allure lies in its mystery and its ability to inspire questions about the nature of knowledge, the power of institutions, and the ways in which history is remembered. As we reflect on its legacy, we're reminded that the Library of Alexandria is more than a historical institution. It's a timeless symbol of humanity's quest for understanding and the enduring impact of ideas. This legacy continues to shape how we think about knowledge, its preservation, and its potential to transform the world. Turning our attention to the present day, the Library of Alexandria continues to be a subject of fascination not just for historians, but also for modern archaeologists and technologists. Despite centuries of speculation and research, the exact location of the library remains one of history's greatest puzzles. This has led to numerous ambitious efforts in recent decades to uncover its remains. Archaeological expeditions have scoured the city of Alexandria, using ancient texts and maps as guides, yet the library's physical traces have proven elusive. One of the challenges lies in the fact that the city itself has been built and rebuilt over the centuries, leaving layers of history that make it difficult to pinpoint the library's original site. Adding to the complexity, technological advancements have introduced new tools to the search. Ground-penetrating radar, satellite imaging, and underwater archaeology have all been employed in the quest to locate the library. These methods have revealed intriguing hints, such as structures that could have been part of the library complex, but definitive proof remains out of reach. Some researchers believe the library may lie beneath modern buildings or even submerged parts of the ancient harbor. These modern searches not only highlight the enduring mystery of the library, but also demonstrate how far we've come in our ability to explore the past. Yet, with every technological breakthrough, the library seems to slip further into the shadows, reminding us that some secrets of history are still waiting to be uncovered. As we continue to search, the Library of Alexandria remains a tantalizing enigma, inspiring both hope and humility in the face of the unknown. Now, let's step into the realm of imagination and explore what the Library of Alexandria might have looked like if it had survived the sands of time. Scholars and architects have long been fascinated by the idea of reconstructing this ancient marvel, using fragments of historical records, architectural principles of the era, and educated guesses to piece together its potential appearance. One of the most striking features is believed to have been its vast halls, lined with towering shelves filled with scrolls. These halls were likely adorned with intricate carvings and statues, reflecting the grandeur of the Ptolemaic dynasty. Some reconstructions suggest the library may have included courtyards and gardens, places where scholars could gather and exchange ideas in serene surroundings. However, these reconstructions come with limitations. Without definitive archaeological evidence, much remains speculative. For instance, the exact layout, the number of rooms, and even the materials used are subjects of debate. Some theories propose that the library was a sprawling complex, while others envision it as a more compact, multi-level structure. Modern technology has allowed us to create digital models, offering a glimpse into how the library might have functioned as a center of learning. Yet, these models are only as accurate as the information available to us. The hypothetical reconstructions of the Library of Alexandria serve as a reminder of its lost brilliance, inspiring awe and curiosity about what could have been. They also highlight the challenges of reviving the past, where much remains obscured by the mists of history. Shifting our focus to the enduring allure of the Library of Alexandria, we delve into its symbolism and the profound impact it continues to have on the modern world. More than just a physical repository of knowledge, the library has become a powerful symbol of intellectual pursuit, cultural preservation, and the fragility of human achievement. Its very name evokes a sense of wonder and loss, reminding us of the vast potential of collective knowledge and the devastating consequences when it is destroyed. For many, the library represents the pinnacle of ancient scholarship, a beacon of enlightenment that inspires us to value and protect our own centers of learning. But its story also serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder of how easily history can be erased. In the modern era, the Library of Alexandria has become a metaphor for resilience and rebirth, often referenced in discussions about rebuilding after cultural or intellectual devastation. It has also influenced countless works of literature, art, and popular culture, appearing as a symbol of mystery and lost wisdom in films, novels, and academic discourse. Its legacy challenges us to reflect on the importance of safeguarding knowledge in an increasingly digital age, where information can be both preserved and lost with the click of a button. The library's symbolism transcends time, continuing to captivate our imaginations and urging us to ponder the delicate balance between progress and preservation. Moving into the heart of the Library of Alexandria's operations, let's explore the fascinating world of its cataloging techniques, a cornerstone of its intellectual legacy. Imagine managing hundreds of thousands of scrolls without the digital tools we take for granted today. The library's scholars faced this monumental challenge head-on, developing innovative methods to organize and retrieve knowledge efficiently. One of the most remarkable systems they employed was the Pinax, a comprehensive catalog that served as the ancient equivalent of a modern library database. Created by the scholar Callimachus, the Pinax categorized works by author, subject, and genre, providing a detailed map of the library's vast collection. This groundbreaking system allowed scholars to locate specific texts with remarkable precision, a feat that would have been nearly impossible without such organization. Beyond the Pinax, the library also employed other cataloging methods, such as shelving scrolls in labeled containers and grouping works by discipline or origin. These techniques not only preserved knowledge but also facilitated scholarly collaboration, enabling researchers to build upon existing works and advance their fields. The library's cataloging system was more than just a practical tool. It was a testament to the ingenuity and foresight of its scholars. By organizing knowledge in such a systematic way, the Library of Alexandria set a standard that influenced libraries for centuries to come. Even today, the principles behind its cataloging methods resonate in our efforts to manage and access information in an increasingly complex world. This exploration of the library's cataloging techniques offers a glimpse into the meticulous care with which ancient scholars preserved the wisdom of their time, a legacy that continues to inspire our modern pursuit of knowledge. Now, let's shift our focus to the economic backbone that kept the Library of Alexandria thriving. Behind its intellectual grandeur lay a complex web of financial support, crucial for its operations and longevity. One of the primary sources of funding was the royal treasury of the Ptolemaic dynasty. As rulers of Egypt, the Ptolemies viewed the library as a symbol of their cultural and intellectual dominance, and they poured significant resources into its upkeep. This royal patronage ensured that the library could acquire scrolls from across the ancient world, pay its scholars, and maintain its vast facilities. But the library's economic support extended beyond the palace. Egypt's strategic location at the crossroads of major trade routes played a vital role. The bustling ports of Alexandria brought in not only goods but also knowledge, as merchants often carried scrolls and texts from distant lands. Taxes levied on trade and agriculture also contributed to the library's funding, funneling wealth into its operations. Additionally, the library may have benefited from a unique practice of borrowing or copying texts from visiting ships, effectively enriching its collection while minimizing costs. This intricate economic ecosystem highlights how the library was not just an intellectual hub but also a product of its time, shaped by the wealth and resources of ancient Egypt. By understanding the economic systems that supported it, we gain a fuller picture of how the Library of Alexandria became one of the most enduring symbols of knowledge in history. Turning our attention to the physical presence of the Library of Alexandria, we uncover a fascinating debate surrounding its architectural design. While no definitive blueprints or ruins remain, scholars have pieced together clues from ancient descriptions and comparisons with other monumental structures of the time. One prominent theory suggests the library was inspired by the grandeur of Greek and Egyptian architectural traditions, blending the symmetry of Hellenistic design with the imposing scale of Egyptian temples. The use of columns, courtyards, and open spaces would have created an environment conducive to both learning and contemplation. Another intriguing possibility is the influence of the Great Library of Pergamon, a rival institution known for its innovative use of niches to store scrolls. Some experts speculate that the Library of Alexandria may have adopted similar storage solutions, maximizing space while protecting its precious collection. Additionally, there is evidence to suggest the library featured advanced construction techniques, such as vaulted ceilings and precise stonework, which were hallmarks of Alexandrian engineering. The inclusion of lecture halls, reading rooms, and even gardens would have made the library not just a repository of knowledge but a vibrant intellectual hub. By examining these architectural theories, we gain a deeper appreciation for how the library's design may have reflected its role as the epicenter of ancient scholarship. This exploration of its possible innovations reminds us that the Library of Alexandria was not just a building but a masterpiece of its time, shaped by the cultural and technological advancements of the ancient world. As we bring our journey through the mysteries of the Library of Alexandria to a close, it's remarkable to reflect on how much remains unknown about this legendary institution. From its exact location and architectural wonders to the fate of its scrolls and the scholars who studied within its walls, each mystery invites us to ponder the profound impact this library had on the ancient world. The stories of its grandeur, its potential destruction, and its enduring legacy continue to captivate historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts alike. What's clear is that the Library of Alexandria was more than just a building. It was a symbol of humanity's relentless pursuit of knowledge and understanding. Its mysteries remind us of the fragile nature of history and the importance of preserving the wisdom of the past. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Which of these 25 mysteries fascinates you the most? Do you have your own theories about the library's secrets? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed exploring these enigmatic tales. Subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Together, let's keep the spirit of curiosity alive, just as the Library of Alexandria did so many centuries ago.